Everyone, this is Hina and I'm a solution therapist. Today I'll be focusing on the last part, that is the solutions or ways to improve your focus. I hope by now you must have listened to the first two parts, that is exploring and a brief view about focus, going ahead to the reasons, the symptoms and what is focus actually dependent on. Moving from there and remembering the example pizza, as I had taken up that example, which is very relatable to the focus concept. Now it is the solutions part. Before you even dive into what are the ways to improve your focus, I'm sure you must be doing something about it. But nevertheless, let's do a recap as to what you are doing and what differently you can do with whatever possible ways you have in your hand. The main thing that you need to understand when I give the example what is focus, and that the lens part, keeping it the sun's ray converging from the lens to a paper and then burning the paper. Over here is when we split it, why we are doing it. The why word, when you are very clear about, then only you can move ahead to the next question, that is what you need to do to achieve that why. Because without your own goal, aim or aspiration that you set in, you will be just lost. The process has to have a synchronized, the fruitful efforts, the productive efforts of yours. Because quality matters. You may have the quantity part, but you will not be able to finish if you are not doing it appropriately at the right time. That is why distraction, and the first point in the reason was time. Coming to this part, the why part. Why you're doing it, for that example it was to burn the paper. How you do it, then comes like, okay, what are you doing? Putting that lens part in between the paper, having the rays directed towards it, so it's like sunlight is there. So when you are doing that experiment, you're not just walking around and having a stroll and expect the paper to burn. You need to be present at that point, in that moment, to do that activity. So putting that lens so that the paper burns, to see how it's going. And how it's happening is the science factor. In your example, when you identify which category you are in, you can be in any of the categories I mentioned yesterday. So for example, if you are a student, so you are in that category, your concept of focusing should be in sync with these three questions, right? Why you're doing it? You're doing the completion of that homework so that you can be assessed. You will be graded on it. That is why you are doing it. The next question is what you need to do. That is like, multitasking in the priority part that I have mentioned. Here it is, you will be prioritizing which homework you are going to do first. Because tomorrow, if suppose you are asked to submit your assignment for maths, and tomorrow is the period for maths, you will be completing that part. So what you need to do out of all the homework, that is where your planning will come into play. So why? Because you need to get the grades. What? According to your own priority. How you're going to do it. When you are focusing on this last part of the question, how you're going to do it, then it means that you need to have the complete information before you even start. Whether you know the portion that you need to complete, the topic that you are supposed to address, where you have to do, is it in the loose sheets or do you need to do it in your classwork copy or submit it in the homework copy. So the information has to be complete with you before you start to focus on the activity. Relating these three questions to the pizza and the pizza box. The pizza box is the mind space. If you remember, I had said the mind, the box of the pizza are same. It's a thought process. That is where the why question will come in. Why you need to do it, that is the mind. The circle, that is the pizza inside, that is going to hold your attention. And that means what you are going to do. What is the activity that you are going to invest in? What is your attention at that point of time? Going to the triangle piece, that is the piece that you are going to actually eat at that point. That is your efforts. If you recollect the explanation of the example. So the efforts is then how you are going to eat. Are you going to eat this pizza from the center, from the corner? That is your take. But in the activity, are you going to start from the question answers, or are you going to read the chapter? That is your own priority. So be very clear about these 3 questions relating to the pizza example and the moment that you are in. Because whatever homework in the student category I am just mentioning right now, then it is you who know it. Another example that you can relate to is, for example, if you have fever, you go to the doctor asks you many questions, and that is where your solutions will be. Whether this fever that you're having is like, you are susceptible to some ailment, or whether you are allergic to some medicines. So all the information the doctor will ask from you, what was the temperature, what was the other related symptoms, and they will note it down before giving you the prescription or the prescribed medicines or the antibiotics, which is going to suit your condition. It means your condition is customized right now. You may have fever down the line like a year later, but then that could be something else due to some other factors. So keeping that in mind, focus is also customized. It is customized according to the current situation that you are living in, the current situation that you are facing. The focus getting deviated or diluted, that is what you need to focus. That okay, I am supposed to do this and I can't do this. What are the reasons? Brainstorm your ideas. Write down on the paper. What is it that is taking you away from the focus part? So if your diet is not good, if your health is not good, if the nutrient intake is not good, sleep is not good, exercise is not good, and on top of it, your water intake is not good. So these 6 things again are the pillars for you on which the focus is established. You can read, on internet about how these things are related to focus or concentration. I will share a link. I was reading an article on how water is, essential for concentration, but a beautiful article. So you can read it up. I'll share the link in the post. So coming to these 3 factors, imagine that you are building a platform on these 6 pillars. If any one of is breached, do you think your foundation is very strong for you to remain focused? Any one of them, water being the crucial one, because it's going to hydrate you to remain active, alert. Your cells will be very rejuvenated. You will feel that factor, okay, now I'm going to do it. That's why a drink is always helpful. Keep water with you, and that is the simplest thing that you can do at your end. So when you are focusing on the 3 questions, how to do it, first thing can be your water. Just monitor the water. Don't go into extreme diet, fashion types. Like you are cutting down on this, cutting down on that. Refer to a dietitian if you want to, because they will, give you a good diet according to your age, your own physical activity, the need that you are, the need at that point of time, whether you are a student, you're going to have exam, or you're preparing for some big major event, sports. So all that will be taken care of then. So don't do it on your own just by googling up that okay, I want to lose this much of weight. Do it very nicely. That is the difference between information and knowledge. Don't confuse both. So these 6 things are there. Then comes, I have written, is eliminate. That is, eliminate your thought process from what you cannot do. Because when you are doing the homework, or when you are doing, oh, I cannot do this, I'm not able to concentrate, I'm not able to focus. Maybe for 1 hour you sat down to do the work and you were able to concentrate on for 15 minutes. So reframe your sentence, oh, I was able to focus for 15 minutes. Fair enough, you did not. But then you know exactly for that number of minutes, your focus or attention was there. So next time when you are planning to do an activity, keep in mind that your brain was active for that particular time. So divide or take a mini break in between, but be very honest with yourself, because it's usually seen with students especially, and I'm sure with adults also, that when they take a break, they miss out on the time factor. Next time they are seeing the watch, it's like an hour gone by. That should not happen. Put an alarm. You all have phones with you. Put an alarm so that you come back for your work. The why is very important. Keep that in your mind. Write it down on a big sheet of paper. Place it somewhere which is very visible to you. If you want to progress, have that growth, don't buckle down or crunch between the fact that, okay, the symptoms that I mentioned, because any one of them is compromised. Remember, you will be then, exposing yourself to stress. You will be exposing yourself to anxiety. You will be exposing yourself to brain fogging. You will be then, feeling that, oh, I am not able to do that. Self-worth, everything will then, start coming down. It's like yesterday I was giving an example for the equalizer part. So equalizer is also known as EQ, and EQ is also known as emotional quotient. You need to manage and have the right balance for the current time which you need to invest to have that focus for the completion of that job. So remember the steps that you are investing yourself in. Coming to the priorities again, the what, when you are breaking down that part or brainstorming as to what you need to do, that is when you are going to put priority as your main focus. What is the priority for that particular time? Not negating the fact that other things are less important. But when you are planning, you can't do everything in one go. You need to do one thing, complete it, then go to the next. Like eating the pizza pieces, you need to complete it, then go to the next piece, right? So you need to see how you eat your pizza also, so that you come to know as to how you're going to address your own situation, because everyone's situation is different. As I said, it's customized. Even the fever, like 2 members in the family, if they are having it, the symptoms will be different, as we have seen in the COVID cases. The same family having different symptoms for the same thing. So likewise in real life, the same focus that you need to complete the same homework will be different for each student. Some people or some students will have more attention span, their absorption is more, they like that particular subject, it's easy, their foundation was clear. So there are so many factors. Again, it's customized. It's as simple as that. Going to the season part, the environment part, the climate part. Remember the climate around you. If it's getting cold, then you need to monitor, okay, the climate is changing, how is it going to impact my focus? Now if the climate is changing and if it's getting cooler, your water intake will be less, your concentration will be lower. To balance that thing, you need to understand as to how much water you need to take when you start your day. Just put that water, and I was reading that, and it was very interesting to know, you make those bottles ready for the day for your own self. You can mark the bottles, like you need to drink this much and this much per hour. Try to finish it off. Make it a habit to do and take the responsibility at least to drink water yourself without any reminder from any family member or your friend. So that is how the climate is going to take part. Then it's like if it's getting cooler or it's warmer, accordingly you dress up. It's like, towards the evening, if it's cold, then wear the socks, have coffee, sit down to work. Have the questions, your priorities set, why you're doing it, what you need to do, how you're going to do it. So these things should be in sync. Write it down, place it somewhere which is visible in your room. So that is going to give you the inspiration to complete the work. Keep changing. Don't put one page and then done with it. Make it more decorative. Don't spend more time to just decorate also. That is also there. Season it is again. You need to monitor yourself for a week. If your focus is, dilly-dallying, it's like if the focus is more on like in the morning, and if it, depletes throughout the day, if it's again, it gets rejuvenated in the night. So write down on the paper your own focus inputs, and that you only can do. So once you have that thing, and which thing, drains you off for the focus part, because that is also very important. Some things like, that is exhausting because you don't like it. Interest is missing. You need to be creative. Okay, this thing is not in my cup of tea. How should I do it? Because why part is there? I need to do it. I have to do it. No one else will do it for me. So then it is how creative you are, or how do you plan that in your own schedule when you are brainstorming and planning. That you can fit. The family is very important. As I said yesterday, if the students are preparing for their exams or something, then there should be minimum movement in the house, even in the planning part, wherein they have to go and meet someplace or visit any marriage ceremony or some ceremony. It should be minimalistic. So the family, let's say, setup is important. So you need to know, okay, I will get disturbed by this, or this is going to happen in the next week. Start preparing. Get your whys in, intact with your own preparation level. Because you don't know, then it's like you will not end up doing it, because the first place was you never knew about it. You've not set your goal. The focus, the target, the concentration, your attention, everything is in sync if you know actually what you are about to do, what you are expected to do, or what you are aspiring to do. What are your goals? Set your goals, break it down, do those mini goals on daily basis. Do not pile up. Do not procrastinate again. If you have listened to the video, I'm sure you'll understand how it is related to your own self-worth. If not, please go and listen. The word I can give to you is Dumbo. D-U-M-B-O. So this is, again, if you've read the story, and in my book also, I remember the child loving this character, the Dumbo character. So it just clicked to me when I was making the points that, okay, the Dumbo is actually very nice. When you Google up the meaning, it means like, you don't have that much of skill. It's like a dumb person, Dumbo. Here it is, when you break down the letters, D is you need to decide what is important for you. The focus part is important. You want to be back with your focus. That is a good start. Don't leave it over there. Go to the next step. Why you need to do it. See what time you are investing in other activities. Not that they are not important, but this is the priority. Split it back and forth. That is what brainstorming is all about. Do it on paper. Don't do it online. Don't make Excel sheets or on Word. Do it on paper. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Get this thing right for yourself. Because I'm sure you all are very capable of doing amazing things, and I really believe in it. Going to the next letter, you need to understand. So decide, then understand your own abilities, the time factor, your distractions, your likings, your interest. So understand your situation. The box part, the why part, understand the concept of why you are doing this particular thing for which you need your focus. Then will be your next step, okay, what you are doing it, the attention part. What is going to hold your attention in that particular thing? What is the thing that you need to do so as to meet that why part? So you means that you understand. D was decide, U was to understand, M is mission possible. M is the middle letter, it's DUM. So it's my mission which is possible, and mission is to do what I have decided for myself. It is my responsibility. So you need to break it down. Again, I use the word brainstorm, that is the B part. Brainstorm your the steps that you need to do. That is why is met with this brainstorming part. It will not be done on its own. Like why you want to do that paper thing, the lens and the sun's ray, you want to see if the paper burns. Why you're doing it? To see that activity. And what you need to do is be there in that moment. How you're going to do it? Holding that lens or placing it appropriately so that the rays hit the lens. So all these three things are in sync. Again with Dumbo, it's B is believe in yourself while you are brainstorming your own steps, how you're going to do it. Okay. The last part is you need to be optimistic of all the opportunities that you have in life. Do not give in easily. Take care of your health. Be smart. I'm sure you are. Dress up nicely when you are studying. Don't be very lethargic. Prepare yourself. I'm sure the focus will work for you. That's all for today, and hope to see you with another topic. If you have any, then please do share. I'll think about it. In the meantime, enjoy the pizza and the Dumbo. If you've not read the story for Dumbo, I would suggest do, and there's a movie also on that. So take care, be safe, and have the full focus that you need, and you are so focused in achieving it. Set your goals high so that you can break down and then achieve it. Right? Take care. Bye.